Okay, so this is me, Andy Deal. This is my first video blog, I suppose, for my 24-hour training session. Planning to do a 24-hour run on the 22nd of June. And it's going to be along the beach you've just seen, which is from East Strand Beach in Portrush out to the White Rocks and back down again. This is a 5 kilometre course, of which is the same course as the Portrush Park Run, and I'm the event director for the Portrush Park Run, so that's why I'm doing it from that point of view. I'm raising money for a charity called Sands NI, which is a stillbirth and neonatal death support group. The reason for me doing this is that 3.5 years ago my daughter Poppy was born, and that was on the 5th of December 2009. Unfortunately, an event which has changed our lives forever, she died 8 days later on the 13th of December 2009, which happens to be my son's birthday as well. So not only is it the case that we are having to remember her for her death, but also for my son's birthday, which becomes very, very difficult. And what I'm doing now is just doing a quick session on the beach to try and get used to the fact of running in the sand. It's going to be quite tough. In fact, it's going to be very tough. So I've got about 8 weeks of training, and if you hear the wind in the background, as I'm sure you probably can if you can barely hear me at all, then that's some of the things I'm going to have to contend with, along with, as you can hopefully see, sometimes a really high tide. And that's what we've got at the minute. So why do a 24-hour run? Well, I've always been better at long distance running. I'm not a sprinter, I'm not built for sprinting. I'm a bit like Bambi on ice when I go for a sprint. Oh, here comes the waves, look, tubes though. I'll be running in the sand dunes soon. So, whilst I'd attested going out for cross-country runs as a youngster in the freezing cold and pouring rain, wearing just shorts and t-shirts and a pair of green flash, which just shows my age, I now realise that I'm actually okay at something, and I can do it. And since my daughter died, I found it a great way to can release some pent-up tension, but I'll talk about that a bit more in a minute. The furthest I've been, distance-wise, is a marathon distance of 26.2 miles. What I'd like to aim to do is to get near the 100-mile mark over the 24-hour period. That's a big ask, definitely a big ask. So why go for such a long time when I've only ever been used to running for 4 hours? There's a lot of emotions you feel when you're part of a process. It's not even a process. When you find yourself thrown into a situation where one of your children have died, it's full of very, very powerful emotions. Numbness, being lost, feeling alone, desperation, anger, a lot of anger, definitely a lot of anger. And there are people you find and you meet along the way, or people that you already know. It will surprise you, in good ways and in bad ways. The good ways are those people that turn up to your door. They don't know you've met them, but they've heard that your daughter's died, and they turn up with 2 big bags of shopping and say, I didn't know what to do, so I did this. And that still gives me goosebumps. So to those people that did that for us, massive thanks to you guys. And for those people that let you down, well, when you thought you needed support and help, then they weren't there. They were not able to cope with a family member or a friend losing a son or a daughter, and because of their feelings, their feelings get in the way of how they approached us, and you had to be very matter of fact, and they all dropped like a stone, which is very sad. But using these emotions and these emotions of despair and anger, and why we can't bring somebody back, why we just can't change things, and why us, it's always a big question of why. The consultant guy tells us she has holes in her heart. Fix the holes in her heart. I'm a bloke, we fix things. Fix the hole in the heart, she's okay, but she's not. She has a genetic disorder which is unfortunately very rarely survivable. And it was one day back in January, I was tired of feeling this emotional and all these feelings going through me. There's a day back in January where I thought I'd use this energy, let's just call it, for better things. Use it for her. So I set myself a challenge, hence me running now. I'm running for 24 hours on East Strand Beach, out to the White Rocks and back down again. Now apologies if this is all jiggling around and you can't really hear me. This is the best I can do at the minute. So I've used the idea that if basically we can get through such a traumatic period as losing your daughter, what else can I achieve? I've been through a lot worse. The last 3.5 years, and also all the years to come, will be a lot worse. So I've used that and that thought process to go, right, let's push those boundaries. Let's see what I can do. And there was a tweet just after the Boston Marathon bombings. So basically said, this is not word for word, you never know how strong you are until the only choice you have is being strong. And that kind of sums us up. I don't just mean us as in my wife and myself, it's us as in all those families out there who have suffered recently, from many moons ago, who never had the chance to see their children grow up, who never had the chance to experience all the different emotions that everyone else seems to have done. You can use this power, this energy, to go a lot further than you think you can. And so hopefully, by June the 22nd of this year, some 8 weeks away, I'll be 11 hours in to a 24-hour run. But I'll keep you posted. I'll go up and sand dune. I'll keep you posted along the way with the various different training sessions reviews of equipment and bits and pieces like that. But for now, thank you for your time. Apologies for the jiggling around. And just, if you know anybody that has lost a child, or anybody that has been through the same thing that we have, do them the decency and talk to them about it. If nothing else, and in our situation, ask them their name. What was your boy or what was your girl called? And that just means so much to everybody. Okay, I'm almost at the end of the White Rocks now. I've been chatting for long enough. I'll leave you with the sight I've got ahead of me, which is the stunning Northern Irish coastline, which is no better in the world. So, I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers for now.